Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you all so very much for taking the time to join us for today's webinar on the Vulcan SC-350. The SC-350 is made specifically for cutting sheets of materials quickly and precisely for low and high volume jobs. My name is Josh and I will be guiding you through this webinar, but I also have our US-based support team, product development specialists, and repair reps on hand to assist me in answering any questions about the Vulcan products that you may have during or after the presentation. We will be answering these questions publicly in the chat and answering a few questions in person at the end of the presentation, so ask as many questions as you like. Many of you may already be familiar with the Vulcan brand and know that it stands for quality in a production environment. The Vulcan logo says it all: precision and accuracy. This is the founding cornerstone for their entire product line, and that precision and accuracy is well known if you've used the SC-500 flatbed cutter or the larger SC-700 flatbed cutter. And today we're going to add an additional element to the precision and accuracy, and that is speed. And we're going to do that by using the SC-350 sheet fed cutter. Today we're going to show you how the SC-350 can efficiently ramp up your production and make you more money at the same time. So first of all, let's show you how fast this machine can cut. What you are now seeing on the screen is the SC-350 sheet cutter loading, scanning, and then cutting a tabloid size sheet with 20 individual labels on it in 15 seconds. More advanced jobs are just as fast. This example only took 45 seconds to scan and cut 42 individual labels with rounded edges. When it's time to peel them, you can see how easily they come up, and it's done accurately across each sheet. Not only is the SC-350 fast, it can also help you increase efficiency and save on cost. The SC-350 is extremely simple to use and is reliable right out of the box. Here are a few ways that the SC-350 can streamline your workflow. Load your media up to 300 sheets and start the job with the press of a button. It reads the QR code and confirms the job loaded inside the cutter and starts cutting automatically. You can also cut multiple jobs in the same instance. You'll notice that each sheet coming through on the screen has a completely different bit of artwork on it, and the cutter is just cutting separate jobs without stopping. It could also happen that your operator may have loaded one of these sheets in upside down or backwards, but no worries, because the SC-350 will actually recognize that and attempt to fast eject the incorrect sheet. The sheet will fall onto the floor and not into the catch bin, allowing you to basically set it and forget it. Another feature that customers really loved is the edge-to-edge cutting, or being able to contour cut outside of the registration marks, allowing you to use the maximum amount of sheet as possible. And we all know that more labels or stickers per page means more money in your pocket. And since we're talking about money, let's talk about how much you can save with the SC-350. Earlier we mentioned the modular design. Modular designs allows for cost savings and easy self-service with no costly service technician. And with the SC-350, you get more bang for your buck. Vulcan Engineering have been able to provide a high quality performance at a surprisingly affordable cost. One example of this is how Vulcan engineers have designed the materials in the carriage to maximize heat dissipation. This allows for the cutter to be used over long periods of time in a production environment without the risk of overheating. Vulcan engineers have decades of experience designing cutters, and the SC-350 has been expertly engineered to keep the cost down. This is a high quality machine that is built extremely solid, so you won't have to worry about it getting knocked around or hit by anything. Just listen to it when I give it a knock. You can hear how solid this machine is. Not only is the SC-350 tough, but it's also smart and versatile. Let's talk about the different ways in which we can communicate with the SC-350. Standard USB connection directly from the sheet cutter to your computer, and then also via a U-disc, which is a thumb drive, allowing you to operate the sheet cutter in a standalone mode. And then if you have a larger shop, you can connect the SC-350 to your network by Ethernet cable. The SC-350 supports 3 main ways for design and cut line development. The SC-350 ships with a 12-month subscription to our VM software. But for shops that are already using Adobe products, we also provide an Illustrator plugin for both Mac and PC users. And lastly, if you are running something in Python or any similar customized programming environments, we can provide you with the specifications to generate and position the registration marks and QR codes. With that out of the way, let's take a look at how you would create something in our VM software. Here we are inside our VM software, and the first thing we need to do is get our image inside of here. So I'm just going to drag and drop the file in here and click accept. Now, first thing we want to do is resize it. First thing I want to do is I would like to create a contour cut line or kiss cut line around the edge of this image, so that we can have our little sticker here. And to do that, I just need to go up to this apple, click the apple, and then select Create Cut Contour. This will bring up the Create Cut Contour window, and inside of it, I can adjust the outline here on the right side. I'm just gonna keep it right there on the natural edge that it was already on by default. Click Accept. Then I'm gonna grab a circle, put the circle over it, I'm gonna put it over it. And then I'm gonna change that into a perf cut so that I can just pop the sticker out. And I can do that by just going over here to this right little cutting tool where you see the blade, and then select perf contour. There we go. Okay. Now, if I have everything selected, I can go up here to our tool, and we have a step and repeat tool. And over here, we can adjust the horizontal, 3, and vertical. That's a lot. And you notice how they're kind of close together? Well, we can space them apart over here. And that. Let's add 2 more verticals. There we go. Hit apply, bam, perfect copies there. We can just group them all together using Control G. And now we can center them. Now that we've got them centered, let's add our contour cut lines, or our contour cut marks. We're going to go back up to the apple, and then we're going to select Contour Cut Wizard. And see, now we've got everything on the preview screen over here on the right. You can see we got the Vulcan cutter as our cutting device. Here we can choose to add or remove contour cut dot. We can have just the contour cut dots, as you can see, or we can add the QR code. It'll also have the job number over here to the right. It also gives you the option to print them directly to a printer that you may have connected to your computer, print as a PDF, save as an image, or save as a PDF so that you can load them into a RIP software or take them to another device for printing. And then down here below, you have some options with your mark. You can change the job name, but usually just leave the job name as is. You can also choose to save it as a PLT file right here, so that if you ever want to load them onto the USB drive and then cut them in standalone mode, you can. So very, very helpful thing here. So once we're done, we're just going to hit print. And then, if we're going to save the PLT, we'll just hit save the PLT. But if we're going to cut, we'll just hit cut. Here in the preview over on the vinyl spooler, you can see how it wants you to load the media into the machine. And once we're done, we just hit cut now. Alright, here are a few examples of real jobs that have been cut on the SC-350. These range from things like small stickers to cardstock and more. This means that you can accept almost any job from your customer that might otherwise go to a competitor. Let's talk about how you can increase your profitability. If you've ever had a rush job that you were worried about taking because you had a tight deadline, well, the SC-350 allows you to take that job with confidence and even charge a premium for the fact that this is a rush job. And you know we've talked about unattended operation before. Now you can spend that extra time adjusting your invoices to charge more for that rush job. Now let's take a look at the business case. Using an 11 by 17 inch tabloid sized low cost adhesive paper, it's going to cost about 30 cents per sheet. Next, we're going to add your print cost, which is including things like ink cost, printer cost, and labor cost. And using the image on the left as an example, we can fit 40 of these stickers onto a sheet. And after ink, printer, and labor cost, this is something like 25 cents per sheet. And this is going to bring our total cost per sheets to 55 cents. Market price for a custom job with 482 inch house stickers across 12 sheets is around $60 before shipping. To print these 12 sheets, it only cost us $6.60. And you know what? We're selling these for $60 each, and that's leaving us with $53.40 of profit from each one of these jobs, allowing you to easily pay for the SC-350. These cost estimates are based on us talking to customers that are already running the SC-350. If you doubt these numbers, you can double or triple them and you're still going to have a great profit margin. Next, we're going to talk about the total cost of ownership for the SC-350. The machine comes with a full 2-year warranty supported locally by US Cutter and comes with free telephone support for life. US Cutter has a full inventory of replacement parts, so you know that we can get any parts you need. And as we've mentioned before, this machine is designed for self-service in the field, which eliminates the need for costly on-site technician visits. Typical consumable parts are blades, and then if you're going to be doing a lot of perf cutting, then you will be replacing the cutting strip more often. Next, we're going to give you a couple examples of customers that are currently using the SC-350 in live production environments. First up is Greg the Candy Box Guy, and he has found his niche cutting stickers for the real estate companies and many other things. He also helped us with some of our cost estimates and profit margins for the webinar, so a big thanks to Greg. Up next, we have a few examples of products cut on reflective materials. This is Tudor Games, and they create a very small detailed stickers. This is Tudor Games, and they create very small detailed stickers for their electronic football sets. The customer is confident enough to let the machine run unattended overnight while they're away from the shop. The typical applications that the SC-350 can work for are vast, and the question is, will it work for your media? To address that concern, we're more than happy to test your materials and designs on the SC-350 before you spend your hard-earned money on anything. Just reach out to a member of the sales team by email or by telephone, and we'll be happy to set that up for you. We also offer financing through our partners at ClickLease. If you're looking to make a purchase for your business or you are a sole proprietor, you could get instant approval with ClickLease. Choose what payment terms best fit your budget, and you can apply at US Cutter when checking out, and you will get a fast response. And finally, if you'd like to speak to our sales team about the SC-350 or have the media tested, you can reach them at 425-481-3555 by phone, or you can email them at sales@uscutter.com. Now let's go ahead and answer any questions that came up down in the chat. What type of media do we recommend using it with it? Well, we've used cardstock with it. We've used like normal paper. We've also used adhesive back paper. And then, that's just what I've used personally. Some of our customers, like you saw, are using reflective materials. And then, Greg the Candy Box Guy is, cardstock and all types of other things. So there's a lot of different things that you can cut with it, as long as it's in the formatted in its size of a sheet. How does the AI extension work? Once installed, you can find the AI extension in the File drop-down menu. You'll then want to go to Scripts, and then Vulcan Add Marks. Here you want to select Sheet Cutter, and then you can choose to add QR codes or not. Click Add Marks. This will then create two new layers, the Mark layer and the Cut layer. From here you want to drag and drop your cut lines into the Cut layer. And here when we toggle the sight, you can see that the cut lines are just left when we turn off the other layers. Now we want to go back up into the file drop down, the Scripts, Vulcan, and then Save Cut Data. Here we can choose the directory we want to save the cut data into. Once it's saved, we just want to go right into Vinyl Master. Import that cut data. Once we've loaded the cut data up, a little pop-up will appear where we can select our contours. You can mess around with the cut tools, change it to whatever you like. And once you click OK, it'll load up into the contour cutting wizard. And then from here, you just need to load the printed media into the SC-350 and then press Cut to start the cutting process. We were asked if we could show an example of a kiss cut and a perf cut in the same job. Luckily, we've got plenty of footage of this already, and I'm going to include sound so you can hear what it sounds like, but you're just going to see it do kiss cuts around all of the individual stickers, and then at the end where we have the actual QR code for it to scan, I have it set to do a perf cut around that so that we can pop that QR code off, and then these stickers could actually hang up on a rack or something like that. And you're going to see that we have two examples here this is the same example from where we had multiple sheets going through the same QR code. But rather than show you all of them, we've got two of them going through, and then at the end you can see me popping things out. Here you can see how easy the stickers will peel up that have been kiss cut. And then here you can see where I can just pop out the perf cut. We'll give another example of it here. Another question that we were asked was, how do you replace the cutting strip? Well, we went and made a video of how to do that. It only requires something to pull the cutting strip up, a flathead screwdriver to help release the cutting strip from the machine, a little bit of alcohol so that you can get rid of the excess adhesive left over by the cutting strip. And then, of course, you need a replacement cutting strip. And the cutting strips that we sell come with adhesive already applied on them. So there's not much to it. We're just going to let this video play out and you can see exactly how to replace your cutting strip. Well, that's how you replace the cutting strip. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful day. Take care now.